Bringing this video to tell you my thoughts on the new Elseworlds crossover. This was a 3-part crossover starting with Arrow, Flash and Supergirl, and basically I'm here to tell you what to expect in the future, what hints there were of what is to come, what happened in the past from what we've seen in the past, which is going to connect, and I will be telling you what the next crossover is, because the next crossover was announced at the end of part 3, which was in Supergirl. Now, right off the bat, it's all to do with the Book of Destiny given to, I forget the guy's name, but it's given by the Monitor. That's right, not the Anti-Monitor from the comics, not to be mistaken, but we'll be getting back to the Anti-Monitor a bit later. Now, the Monitor is technically not a bad guy, but it is kind of bad of what he's doing because he's testing other Earths, and altogether he's trying to test Earths to find the best superheroes to to prevent something that's coming in the future, which will be happening next year. Now reality's changed quite a lot, which I like. I liked how they changed the powers of Oliver and Barry, how they have to deal with that. The inclusion of Superman, I loved the inclusion of Superman, and I'm going to be addressing one awesome thing that happened in part 1. They open a breach to go to Earth 38 to go get Kara, and they're met by Clark. As it opened, it cuts to the span of Smallville, and it is the Smallville theme tune. Oh my god, I fucking lost my shit. Smallville is my show. I watch it. I've got them all on my hard drive. I'm going to be rewatching them because I have not watched them in so long. It's a great inclusion. It's a great Easter egg, but also there are hints and plans to bring in Smallville because they at the beginning you see the Flash of Earth 90, and there's a Green Arrow dead on the ground dressed like Oliver from Smallville, so that's a great inclusion. But let's get more on the Flash from Earth 90. Now, the Flash from Earth 90 is played by the actor who plays Barry Allen's father in the show, but he's also the Flash the actor played in the 90s. That's right, the 90s Flash, which only lasted 1 season, is now canon. Takes place on Earth 90, get it? Happened in the 90s. Earth 90, and he's now dealing with the side effects, trying to get the message to them to basically warn them. Right off the bat, this is a great inclusion. I love the fact that they have made this canon. This gives me so much hope that they can bring in Smallville, the Tom Welling Superman, if he's up for it, and just include that, because Smallville was great, but the ending, it had to be addressed in the comic books later on, and at the end of the day, I feel like there is so much to see from Tom Welling Superman, even if it's brief. That would be perfect, because I would love to see what has happened to that version of Superman. Now, let's go back to the past just a bit. In the past, we know that sometime in the future, Barry Allen is going to go missing. We know that very much for sure. We've seen the newspaper of red skies, which we did see in this crossover. In the sky is all red. Because of the lightning, and obviously the sky is red. I'm just repeating myself right now. But also, it's what the Monitor's talking about. He's saying to the heroes, I'm not here to destroy your world. I'm here to test your world from a danger that is coming. Which is obviously talking about the Anti-Monitor. Now, if you're not up to date with the Anti-Monitor, which is fine, it's in a classic comic called Crisis on Infinite Earths, where the Anti-Monitor destroys universes, wipes them clean off the map, and this has me worried for Barry. Why does it have me worried for Barry? It's simple. The next crossover, which is coming in 2019, is called Crisis on Infinite Earths. In the comic, Barry Allen, the Flash, basically stops the Anti-Monitor by running, and basically runs himself out of it. I think it's out of existence, I'm not really sure. But at that point in time, Barry Allen was presumed dead, and he was dead for many years. Wally West ended up taking up the mantle of the Flash. So don't get mistaken that, oh, in the comics, Flash died but he came right back. No. Flash was missing for years, presumed at that point to be dead. This is what I'm saying. And in the Flash TV show, Flash goes missing, but we find out from the newspaper clipping of his daughter, he did not return because it's 25 years later after it happened, which says a lot. So I think Iris is going to get pregnant soon. But at the end of the day, Flash, I'm a bit worried for Flash, but obviously I'm excited to see what's going to happen because Crisis on Infinite Earths is a classic story. The death of Supergirl happens in that. There's only one Earth that happens at the end of it. It's very much a very dark and has all the heroes on the edge because they have to pull it together to defeat the Anti-Monitor. And the Monitor in this was strong. He was unbeatable. They did not defeat the Monitor because Oliver had to convince the Monitor. But they have to defeat the Anti-Monitor. They better write this so good because if they fuck this up, they will be idiots. And the reason I say that because the source material alone is brilliant. You honestly, people, go and read Crisis on Infinite Earths just once, and you'll get what I mean when I say what I'm worried for Barry Allen, and they better do this right because the source material is right there for them to go off. Now, Black Lightning and DC Legends was not included in this crossover, and it made sense. DC Legends are dealing with their own time paradox situation, and they're obviously mystical creatures. Black Lightning is a very much at the moment self-contained story, but there is hope. Like I said, the Anti-Monitor destroys universes. They need to bring everybody together to defeat this Anti-Monitor, and at the end of the day, they would have to get Black Lightning. If you do not get Black Lightning, you've missed your opportunity to include him in the crossover, in my personal opinion. You need to get him, bring his family over to fight against his threat. And I do have a prediction I will be saying in about 10 seconds. That's right, I actually waited 10 seconds from the poorest to now to tell you my prediction. That's right, people, I am that extra. My prediction is, and I've had this prediction for a while, from the moment they included Supergirl in canon with Flash, because Supergirl at the time was not canon with Flash. It got moved over to a different network and they picked it up, and that's when they decided to bring it up because Supergirl does happen on Earth 39 or 38. I'm blanking. And at the time of me recording this video, it is presumed that Black Lightning does take place on Supergirl's Earth, but it is very unsure what Earth Black Lightning currently takes place on. My prediction: I believe they are going to merge Supergirl's Earth and Flash's Earth into one. Now, before you have a go at me, which, to be honest, I don't blame you. I mean, look at me. People have a go at me all the time. At the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths, there is one Earth left. There is no longer a multiverse. There is a multiverse now, but there is no longer a multiverse. May I just add, the actress who played Lois Lane in this, that is Lois Lane. Not the shitty version from Man of Steel. Now, I love Man of Steel. Man of Steel is amazing. I saw that 3 times in cinema, twice in one day. That's right, I went in hard. And that is not Lois Lane. This woman in this, I'm skipping her name. This woman in this crossover, that is Lois Lane. Do not make her a ginger white woman. Make her a dark-haired white woman. For the love of God, she even looked the role. Oh, that fucking Lois Lane in the DCEU. Oh. But at the end of the day, because I've just gone completely off topic, this crossover was good, but it lacked a certain element. It was not better than Crisis on Earth X. It was not better, but it did stand its own ground. So it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't better than the last crossover, which is fine. But when you call something an Elseworlds story, we expect better. Also, let's talk about Batman. We know that Batman is now canon in this universe. Now, we find out that Batman has been missing for 3 years, which means technically Batman went missing when Ra's al Ghul was killed at Arrow's time, because he's been missing for 3 years. Batman's cousin has took up the mantle of Ruby Rose. Let me just say, Ruby Rose actually acted quite well in this. She actually when you cater to her, like they did with Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman, you can pull it off. You can pull it off, and she pulled it off in a very good way. Now, if this goes well, she will be getting her own series. I really hope so, because she deserves it, in my personal opinion. Also, we saw Psycho Pirate. Now, many of you look at this guy who wore the metal mask, like, who the hell is Psycho Pirate? Psycho Pirate is a guy who can affect people's moods, also plays a massive role in Crisis on Infinite Earths in the comics, so we will be seeing him again. I really hope we do get this Batwoman series, because at the end of the day, we all generally did think when Batwoman was first announced, oh, Batwoman, why not Batman? But Batwoman works in this concept. The Arrowverse is the best thing DC is doing at this time being. Titans is good. I can't wait for the Doom Patrol series, but the Arrowverse is the pinnacle of DC at this time of recording. But overall, great crossover. I geeked out so much. I got so much in my mind. Yeah, I cannot wait for the Crisis of Infinite Earths crossover. This is my shit. I'm going to be going right now to read the comic of Crisis on Infinite Earths just to get this fresh in my mind, because oh my god, this is gonna tear shit up, and I cannot wait. Supergirl, they better include Black Lightning. This is your moment to include Black Lightning in that crossover. You have to bring everybody in. Everybody. DC Legends. Technically, if the universe is destroyed, there ain't no future, so you gotta bring them. Black Lightning technically could take place on Supergirl's Earth, I do believe. Yeah, everybody. You can even go get Superman, because Superman's going off world at the end of this. So, yeah, and please bring in Smallville. It's my dream. So, thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked what I said. What you can disagree or you like. I don't mind. Do it nicely. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day.